Griffin, many congratulations on becoming the 12th homegrown signing for DC United in its 24-year history.
Thank you.
Griffin Yow, professional soccer player. How does that sound?
It's honestly a dream come true. I mean, I have dreamed of this moment ever since I was a little kid. This is all I've worked for, so just to hear that is just, it's honestly surreal.
Describe how it happened, Griffin.
Well, I started playing soccer when I was about 6 years old, and I just kind of played on a little pee-wee team. My parents coached me. And then when I was 7, I moved to a U9 team, SYA, which is a local club around Centerville. And I played there, and I was coached under Dean McAlpin for, I'd say, 6 or 7 years. And he showed me that I could be a really good player, and gave me the captain's armband, which really was huge for me at that time since I was still young, and gave me confidence to be just a personality player. And from there, I moved on to VDA, where I was coached under Matt Lacey. I played there for 1 year, and that's my first academy team. And I was called into a few U.S. national team events, or a few camps, and so that was really eye-opening for me. And Matt was the first coach that told me that I have a chance of being a professional, and told me that I could really make it if I just keep my head down and keep working. And that was huge for me, because obviously that's something I dreamed about my whole childhood. So when he told me that, I just kept working and kept my head down, like he said. And from there, after 1 year there, DC United saw me play, and Ryan Martin, who was the head of the academy, invited me out to a session and immediately offered me a spot, and I was just super happy, super grateful. And so I played there for 1 year, and I got called into more national team camps, so everything started to open up a lot wider. I trained with first team maybe 4 or 5 times, which was just a dream come true for me. And that summer was the summer that Wayne came, and I was able to train with him as soon as he got there, and that was just insane. It was just a dream. And from there, I then went into this upcoming season, and I just got called into it was an England camp, and it was also Nike friendlies for the national team. And I got to score a couple goals in there, and I started to train with first team more and more, and talk to Ben and get some advice, and honestly, that's kind of where I am today.
Describe, if you can, that moment where you were told you were going to be given a professional contract, and the process, and who was it that told you, and your reaction and your feelings?
Well, I was in the car, and I had just gotten home from training with first team, and my mom told me the news, and I was just, it didn't really hit me at first. I just kind of, I didn't really I thought something of it, but I didn't think of anything of it, because it was just surreal. Like I said, it was a dream come true. Everything I had worked for throughout my whole life was finally becoming a reality, and I just didn't even know what to say. I was super grateful for DC United to give me that opportunity, and I was so happy.
So you were in the car with your family?
Yes.
Was it on loudspeaker?
It was just me and my dad and my mom, and my dad was on the phone. So my mom told us, and my dad, I guess he tried to keep calm too. He didn't really act like it was that big of a deal. But when I got home, that's when it was just crazy.
Describe your family's reaction. That must have been fantastic.
Yeah, they were just, the main thing, they just wanted me to stay super humble and keep my head down, because obviously it's a great opportunity. But for me, my opinion is that as soon as I signed that first pro contract, it's a new beginning. It's just the start, because obviously that's a great accomplishment, but I'd like to accomplish way more.
How important have your family been in the process?
Super important, especially my brother. He was one that just, I remember playing in the driveway with him 1v1, and he taught me all of his skills, and there's no way I could be the player I am today without him.
Fantastic. Can you tell me, other than your family and your brother, who would you say, I know you mentioned it previously, but who would you say have been the biggest influences on your young career so far?
Well, obviously I've had a lot of friends that have pushed me and made me the player I am today, but honestly I would say the coaches. I've been really blessed with the coaches that I've had because they've given me opportunities to go to that next level, and they've pushed me to those national camps, and they've pushed me to the first team, and I'm just super, super grateful because also when things weren't going my way, because obviously everything's not going to be perfect the entire time, so when things weren't going my way, they gave me that extra motivation, they gave me that extra talk to say, hey, just keep going.
You're a young man from Virginia. How important is it that you signed for your hometown club?
It's really, really great because I have my whole family here, I have all my friends, and so I'm really comfortable in the environment that I'm in. And also, like I said, I'm kind of used to the guys that I'm not training with, and I've developed a relationship with them. And so I feel like I'm just a step ahead than if I went to Europe or if I went to another MLS club, because I'm already comfortable in this environment.
You're a DC United fan. Can you remember your first game?
Honestly, I think it was at RFK Stadium against, I don't even know, I think it was Chicago Fire.
How old are you?
9, 8, I think. And that was just, going to a game like that, it was a dream come true, because that was really the first time I had been to a professional game. And I had seen the fans and seen everyone cheering their names, and it was insane.
You're obviously too young to remember the glory years of the club back in the 96, 97, 99, 2004, the 4 MLS Cups, but which of the DC United players that you've seen really impressed you? Which players growing up were your favourites?
Well, growing up, Luciano Acosta has been at this club for quite some time, and he's the one that he's a personality player, and that really just catches my eye. The things he can do with the ball, he creates, and he's really just a great, great player going forward and also defensively. And so when I was a kid and when I would see him play, it would blow my mind, the things he can do.
And how good is it to be on the same training pitch as him now?
It's really still a dream come true. I can't believe it sometimes. And when I see him do the same stuff on the training field that he can do in the games and that I've seen him do before, it's mind-blowing.
Within the club here at DC United, Griffin, who have been the main influences and supporters of your career so far?
I would say probably Ryan Martin, who was the academy director but also my head coach and my first coach at DC United, because he gave me that confidence to just go ahead and play the way that I know I can play. And he just basically said, hey, this is a new team. I know this is something you're not very used to, but just go out and do your thing and play how you normally play, because that's what got you here. And also another coach is Ben, who is just giving me an opportunity to play with the first team and also sign a pro contract. I could not be more grateful.
You've already made 2 appearances for DC United's USL affiliate team, Loudoun United. How much have you enjoyed that experience?
Oh, it's been crazy because the fans, being able to just get into that first game and sub in, it's just a surreal moment. As soon as you're on the field and you see all the fans and you see everyone just cheering, going crazy, it's an insane feeling.
What was it like coming off the bench against National in your first game? How do you feel?
Honestly, I was very grateful just to be able to get into that game and to get an opportunity to play, because going into the second game versus Memphis, it gave me a lot more confidence knowing that, hey, I've done this before. I think I can go out and play and do it again.
So you talk about the Memphis game, and that was your first start for Loudoun United. Of course, you made an incredible impact and scored that historic first ever goal for Loudoun United FC. Can you describe that for us? Can you describe that moment? Can you describe what you felt as the ball came towards you?
Well, as being a left winger, I always love to have the ball right on that top of the box on the left side, because I'm a righty, so I can cut it on my right, and I'm very used to that shot, being able to just cut in, have a quick shot. And so when Kyle Murphy, who was our 9, got the ball and he played it out, and it was me and the outside back, just 1v1, I already knew in my head what I was going to do. And so I just took that touch. As soon as I cut in, I knew exactly where I was going to hit it. I knew what was going to happen. So it was a great, great opportunity.
What was the reaction in the locker room with your teammates after the game?
Well, after the game is when it really happened, because at halftime, you know, we were still focused, head down, we need to get this win or at least a tie like what happened. But after the game, it was just, I have a great team at Loudoun United, and for them to be able to give me that support and to cheer me on and give me that confidence, it was just so great.
When the ball came to you on that side of the penalty area on the left, it was always in your mind that you were going to cut in as soon as you received that ball?
Yes, because I've scored goals that are like that before, where I get it on the left side and I just quickly cut it on my right foot. I knew exactly when the ball was traveling to me what I was going to do.
You're clearly a very humble and grounded young man, but confidence on the pitch is very important. Do you feel like when you step out onto the pitch, you grow?
Yeah, definitely. Being a younger player and being out with those big guys, you have to play confident, you have to play strong, because if they have in their mind, hey, this kid's nervous, this kid's weak, he can't do it, then they're gonna come in strong and they're not gonna give you any time. But so being confident and showing that, hey, I don't care, and I'm gonna come out here and do what I can do, really just, that's the way to do it.
What are the ambitions and the goals and the targets from here? You're still a young man, you're only 16.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, signing a professional contract, it was a dream come true, but for me, this is only the start. And I'd like to continue to grow from here and be the player that I know I can be.
And ultimately establish yourself in the DC United first team.
Definitely.
And then potentially go on. I know you've been part of the US national team at a younger level, but maybe one day?
That's the dream, being able to play for my country in a World Cup, whether that's whatever time frame, is just a dream for me.
And Griffin, just finally, I know you were just presented with your DC United jersey by Wayne Rooney in the locker room. Describe that moment.
It was insane, especially from him, because my entire childhood I saw him playing at Manchester United, and seeing him score that bicycle kick against Manchester City, it was a dream come true, having him actually shake my hand and give me my jersey. I couldn't believe it.
Can you remember the speech you made?
Honestly, a little bit, but it was, like I said, all a blur, because it was a crazy feeling.
And very finally, Griffin, if you could sum up these last few incredible days in your young life and your soccer career, what few words would you use?
Just amazing, and like I said, I'm so thankful to be here. Everyone that has gotten me here, all the coaches, there's no way that I could have done this alone, and without my family as well. I'm just so grateful for it all.
Griffin Yow, congratulations. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And the very best of luck.
Thank you.